Guys, you know what it is. Lupe Fiasco, drill music in Zion, uncut version on the Patreon. Link down in the description. Otherwise, let's do this.
No one knows, and scrolls of obituaries contain more words than dictionaries that will define how lions in Zion became alley cats. Making the Red Sea choke on bones of drones sent by PPP loans to see how you spent the money. Left. He said, my children, each of you are prophets. Don't let money be the sum of your deeds. Pull the weeds from your mind. Look to the front, the side, and behind.
Double meaning there. Okay.
Assassin's Creed, rapping it back in D like a mansion that's lacking fees. Tapping the blackest keys, fall like Michael Jackson on anesthesia. Mistaken maidens for manatees. Neuralink is now pirating all your fantasies.
That's a cold Assassin's Creed bar. Neuralink is now pirating all your fantasies. Obviously, a reference to Neuralink, Elon Musk. Assassin's Creed, obviously, you go into the Animus, it's like a Neuralink, and you're pirating. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, your fantasies, you go into like different memories. That's a cold bar. There's going to be so many amazing bars in this that I don't get first time. It is what it is.
My mistake, I'm mistaken, staying for cannot leave.
Love the beat.
Cause ain't no screams in space. Egyptian museum, they keep the kings in crates. Thrones out on loan and they keep their rings in safes. You decide, apple pie or the fries come with the snake. Prosperous gospel got choirs all on the case. Poverty pen.
I'll have to think about that one for a minute. Super listenable. I'll give it that. Trying to get all the meanings on the first listen. You can see in my other reactions to Lupe's music, the stuff that's been out a while as well, that my brain is like, by the end of every single one of those albums, my brain is in bits. So this time I'm just going to let myself off the pressure of trying to get everything first time. It is what it is. There's going to be more depth in here. I'll try my best, but I also would enjoy the album for what it is on this first listen.
Yeah, man, you already know it. Yeah.
I have heard this once.
Court, this is sport. I get signals from the source. I can twist and I can talk.
Beat.
I just feel like I'm a Porsche. I'm Carrera, error.
Lies to the judge, rain in the sky and the sea might rise. What slides to the mud, slides to the flies from all kinds of the minds reporting live from the hive and all sides of the sludge. Me segregated by the street and the shy where I was, got wise to the nudge. Why buy a tub when to buy you a flood? Better buy you a sub. How you gonna survive in the club? You gonna kayak it cuz when it rise up above?
This song is fire. The beat is amazing. I like the way that he's gone into a different type of flow for the chorus, but that verse, there was just lines in it that just really stood out. One deep, meditate, one street separate, high to the Crips, goodbye to the Bloods, but it was the souls, the lords, and the GDs segregated by the street and the shy where I was. So he's talking about being right in the middle of it in Chicago. And then this, why buy a tub when the buy will flood? Better buy you a sub. What's an infrared dot to a whole .gov? Fucking hell.
I wanna shots, headshots, cut off all my dreadlocks. I ain't want a head wash no more. What you mean headshot? Nigga said headshots. Nigga like a helmet with a GoPro, but I mean go 13. Genius cause the verse mean. Remember we earthlings. Nigga, can you put that in slow-mo? Not a nigga say he want co-pros. Money from the shows and rights to the logo. Do you want a lawyer? No ho.
I defend myself in court. This is sport. I get signals from the source. I
have to say this is a much more, at the moment, listenable album than his previous two. They're amazing records, incredible, but they're fucking hard work. Whereas if it continues like this, you could just put this on and just, listen to it without hearing it, without really paying attention to what's being said. And there's something to be said for that. Awesome track. Previous track was awesome, and the opening was really striking and strong. So, yeah. Very good so far. I'm always amazed why Kendrick is so big and Lupe just isn't. I know he's had massive hits, Kick Push, Lasers, stuff like that, but that was years ago. I guess it comes down to how difficult a lot of his recent music has been, and probably a million other factors as well. But in terms of ability and message,
never bite the hands that feed. But when those same hands grab the gats and up the sleeves, they got the traps and apparatus for your greed. They catch you lacking, wrap around your hatch and squeeze. Peace signs, they gave me Leon Spinks, I asked for okays. I got up yours and go away.
This is gonna be one of those songs I hear it about 3 weeks from now and be like, fuck, I can tell.
I put arms in palms, we was hand in hand, all state. Pinky speaker, thumb receiver, how we used to call mate.
Woo.
All shakes, now it's fingers crossed over small stakes. Just wanna throw hands and technicals on my plays, goddamn.
It's just like, right, I'm going to write something incredibly complicated about hands, and it's going to mean about 15 different things, and I know what it means, and I can just write it, because I know you put this thing together in 72 hours, which is just madness. And the ability to be able to do that, and it's up to the rest of us to just catch up with it. I think that's the thing with Lupe's music. To try and get it first time, good luck. You need to piece it together. These are puzzles that he's posing to us. But you also have to kind of get into his mind space of how he's connecting the dots, because he doesn't make it super obvious for us straight away.
It's like we only matter when fans is putting their hands up. You got popular, treated us like the Yakuza. And go back to before. The problem is, you don't use us to write the raps anymore.
That's a fucking incredible song. I can tell you that right now. I'm just sitting there trying to think. I keep thinking of spiders crawling up my legs, man. But it's just my wire. Yeah, it sounded beautiful. The hook was beautiful from Naira. Sorry if I said that incorrectly. It's just some of those lines in there. You was Vampire Hunter D, now you Alucard. Didn't hear the rest of the song after that. Was trying to figure that one out. Castlevania, Alucard, Dracula backwards, Vampire Hunter D. Maybe you switch sides. Ah.
Hey, you looking over there? I got something to show you if you got the time to spare. I'm only saying this because I really, really care. I think it's more of a temple, not a stall. But no, not a religion, not at all. The matching ring chain gon' look insane when you untuck it. They'll never know the difference even if you let them touch it. Now if you are a rapper or a trapper on a job, it don't really matter if you get jacked or you get robbed. You can go and let them have it, it's not a factor or a props. But to regular people, you gon' be sharp. And you gon' be so attractive on the block. Now it might make you a magnet for the cops.
His brain is just something else. He's rapping from the perspective of either a kiosk owner or a kiosk itself selling jewelry in the middle of a mall, and the complicated relationship that music, drill music, rap music has with jewelry, and then tying it back into the reality of trapping on the street. And again, I'm not getting it all first listen. We're just getting wired straight into Lupe's brain, and he's just like, catch up, take your time. We've got forever, but you got to keep up with me if you want to understand this shit.
Diamonds only worth what you are willing to pay.
Clear vocal now.
A deceptive game you are killing to play. I have diamonds, it's odd feeling this way. When they start to sparkle, that star glittering glaze. Preachers can praise AIDS as God killing the gays. What a fucking phrase, never ceases to amaze. But when he dies from cancer, that's God's mysterious ways. Jesus saves African soul slaves. There, I've put it all on the table. I have my reservations. Besides, we'll find something else useless to put our faith in. We won't finish this here, we'll pick up after meditation.
This guy is just ridiculous. I mean, that verse was crazy. Talking about diamonds, it sways, takes your mind off to days where preachers can praise AIDS as God killing the gays. But what a fucking phrase, never ceases to amaze. But when he dies from cancer, that's God's mysterious ways. Jesus. I mean, a sermon in itself on hypocrisy. Jesus saves African sold slaves. Gabriel's in Afghanistan passing out AKs. Kind of mind-blowing. I'm sitting here thinking, like, I've just listened to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers a lot. I've just watched Kendrick perform and shut it down at Glastonbury, one of the greatest headlining performances, and certainly the greatest rap performance headlining Glastonbury. And this album, a little bit of fanfare, Some of these tracks are heading up to 1 million streams on Spotify. But in terms of levels, I mean, I don't really know what to say. This is more complex in many ways. I need to listen to it a lot more. Okay, another mural. Right, strap in, man.
If you had to paint the gutter, which color would you choose? Said the patron to the painter said the blues.
Woo.
Do you act off intuition or languish and peruse? Punctured by some punk and some old smoky soul. An atlas on the trunk from the land of broken goals. Just a cover in the back that you open and you close. Poured itself a drink and then poured it down the drain. Looked at the empty canvas, said I think I have a name. I'll call it gasoline. Pouring on the flames.
Okay, I would be lying if I was to tell you guys that I understood all of that first listen, because I didn't. But it sounded fucking amazing. I got genius here, but whatever. There's a bunch that isn't even clickable yet.
I appreciate the visit, this isn't normally allowed. Do you consider yourself wild or conforming to a style? To pick what we know as art is the projection of a faith, the product of a pontiff for the election of a saint, a gift from the red for the digestion of the caint, a visual garnish for the confessions of the frank. Martyrdom will call, Russian roulette is in the flanks, and most will pull the trigger if the weapon...
Listen, this is fucking insane. I can tell you that right now. If I'm just taking this as him talking to himself as an artist, and the pictures that he paints, the murals that he paints with his paint, on a base level, it's crazy. There's so much more going on here as well.
They fell for the deceptiveness of the secularist complaint, the upheaval of the cathedrals into the edifice of bank. Man does not become superior because you connect him to a cape, nor does become inferior because you connect him to an ape. I never wanted my life to be a collection of some dates.
The depth of what he's saying here is spinning me out. Plus the rhymes, the multisyllabics, everything about it. I'm just going to quote some of these lines because they're so amazing. Man does not become superior because you connect him to a cape, nor does become inferior because you connect him to an ape. It's not really a beef, but conceptually it's steak. Like do genitals and gender roles successfully conflate? So it's like a steak in the ground, but a steak with beef.
It's even in the brushstrokes how aggressively I strafe. Less like putting on some makeup, more like severing a face. The model took its place. The painter grabbed the lighter, doused the shit in gasoline and set it all on fire.
Oh man. I'm sorry. Nobody's released a song that complex this year. Amazing. Perennially underrated, but also so rated. What does he have to do? Make hits, I guess? I think that's probably it. But he's had hits. Get Cole Cushing on the case on this track. Come on. That was crazy, dude. But he actually painted a really vivid picture of it all happening as well. I like the fact he's giving us some time to just process it. I need it.
Signs of intelligent life. Mosquito nets repel Nephilis bites. Look at the night. Nice, we look alike. They want to slice of your dreams. Even Christ took a knife for the team. So swing. What else? Forget what happened in the past. You gotta let it go like what happened to the gas. Can't have such an enema inside a mass. It'll ruin your communion and soil all of your fast. Stay heard the all that beautiful musical moving you like an intercool Subaru with an Italian man saying, look at what I do for you. A nice chicken Vesuvio. To pick up when Malcolm X stopped. Only game I play is a Malcolm X box. Look in the sky, see the Malcolm X ring. Malcolm X files, it's a Malcolm X thing.
Stunner again. Title track now. I don't feel as spun out as the other Lupe albums with 3 tracks to go, but still. So much depth. So much depth. How did he do this in 72 hours? Well, you know, hey, listen, shout out to the people who can work very, 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 very quickly. Because I feel like I'm one of them.
Silver sonnets from the Banyuis and bonnets. I leave a whole sleeve down in Condoleezza's comments. Coppery bonnets.
Sleeve? Hearts on his sleeve?
Gotama's economics, rock gondolas till you vomit. His daughter is contemplating a convent, but a man with $1 is slobbering for her haunches. Mouth is just watering for some nonsense, and this might be the moment her modeling probably launches.
This has a mural feel to it as well. It feels a bit more abstract in itself than the actual Muz mural. I thought we were going to go deep into the concept of the record, and we might still. But this is one's like, good luck. Again, good luck. Keep up. Keep up. Try.
Yeah.
Several souls of the soul made me go past the more control. Can you make a hole?
Came a little late for the rescue, and the flesh DNA exonerates posthumously whatever's left. No resurrection, but reputation's correct. The revelation brings decorated regrets. Then I play with both them. The hot tubs now looking like a yacht club, making sure I get all of the shoes like a bot does. Neighbor is pissed, tells the cops if he wants to bathe like a sailor, live on a container ship.
Can we make a hole for all the drill music in Zion?
We'll end this shortly, story moral
Hole
is
for
the
the
same.
drip.
You either fly into the portal or pull the portal over the plane.
Sometimes his music is almost too complex. And it makes it amazing, but it, you know, it's too complex to even get that first mind-blowing reaction to it a lot of time, because you're like, whoa, what did he just say? Is that? And then you've missed 30 bars after that. while trying to get it. It's not a criticism. How could it be? How could it be a criticism?
Develop myself in a fine way. Life is a sine wave. Einstein mind in his time space. When they try to keep you, gotta climb gates. Escape from a city that's defined by crime rate. Design traits that minimize the grind, and many more winners can the shrines take. The ground don't know how to wine taste. Women niggas die to stop buying cakes. Yeah.
I think that's it. He drops a killer bar, and then the next bar is kind of like jumps to the next thing or jumps to the next concept, even if it's all tied into the same concept. And you don't have time to process the bar. It's not the music's fault. It's just sometimes with other artists who aren't quite as complex as Lupe Fiasco and probably not as good in terms of penmanship. Well, they're definitely not. I'm talking about Drake as an example, not that he's making music that sounds anything or is anything like this or has any of the concepts or has any of the intentions. But a Drake bar will stand out because the next 3 or 4 bars after that aren't as heavy, and then he'll bring one out later. It's almost like it's a skilled way of it ticks better with the human brain, the listener's brain, I think. Whereas this is just bum, 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 bum. And you cannot keep up with it. I think it's a fantastic record. I just wanted to reiterate that. I'm just trying to like compute some own shit in my head.
Keep my vampires in the sunlight, to look my eye right in the suns, and bring all my knives to the gunfights. One life, live 100 ways, but never break it down like gum bites.
I don't believe in nothing tonic, but if we are trapped in here, I hope that we go supersonic when we.
I kept my promise to the cross my heart and O2. Cross my heart with an O2. Add a little dollop of a dollar, then sell it all out at the O2. Computers ain't got no souls, but I be giving down to the Pro Tools.
This school here, I feel, in our martial art adventures, we sort of like bring our history, our culture, into our environment of the martial arts. And I could not be a fighter and a warrior.
So this is a quote from a 2002 documentary about martial arts schools in the south side of Chicago, one of which was Tornado Karate School, which was founded by Lupe's father, Gregory Jaco. So if I said that name wrong.
I wish you were lying. Oh, I wish that you were lying. I hope that none of that comes true. Ooh. Rappers die too much. That's it, that's the verse. None of that comes true. Yeah, silent reflection was the first verse's mission. I ain't wanna water it down with a whole bunch of conditions. Just give it to you raw, how a nigga really feeling. Rappers get shot too much, probably has a lot more precision. I've admired many cities through the windows of hotels, and from the window of a plane, I've seen the window of a cell. The plane started to fly, the rain started to fail. That's LaGuardia and Rikers, the airport next to a jail.
This is the very obvious track about the concept.
Fame, all in the name of martyrdom. What's the difference between a posthumous album and a life insurance policy? Spotify. $1's worth what $1 buy, go monetize. I wish that you were lying. Only cause I know that you can take another verse. Want the Quran to be a lie, cause hell sounds like it hurts. Also want it to be real, cause heaven sounds like it's turned. Like Tekken, just lean back and tear into that refreshment. Sometimes real life parallaxes in depression.
Parallax scrolling in Tekken as well. It never ceases to amaze me how incredible he is. What an interesting record from somebody from that same area in Chicago that is now, and always has been from what I understand, but is now so synonymous with gang violence that has permeated into the music. People have died this year, people have died in the last couple of weeks because of these beefs. And yet the music becomes ever more popular. I've always found it challenging to even speak about as, a guy in England. But to hear it from one of the greatest artists, the greatest rappers of all time, who's also from that area, is fascinating and it's heartbreaking as well. But ultimately, he just wishes that they were lying about the stuff that they're saying in the music, but they're not. And people are dying. And what's it all for? Amazing record. Multiple concepts within it, of course. That being the central one from, I'm pretty sure that's right, especially with the title of the album. So much to unpack. It's impossible on a first listen, like I said. But Lupe Fiasco, a phenomenon, incredible. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing is probably the best way I can describe him. Guys, subscribe. Let's crash through 380k. As you can tell, I'm a little bit mind-blown. What else? Patreon. Thank you. Lupe Fiasco, man. Just shout out Lupe Fiasco in the comments if you made it that far. Just say the 2 words. I'll catch you on the next one, all right? Peace.